all-new Dr. Phil. A mom accused of being unstable.
That's the way my brain is wired. I get lost in different things. And how do I...
Mom, you say you want to get better? You're making no effort.
Where's my opportunity to talk just because
You've been talking the whole time.
When her family can't get through to her,
Jennifer, just talk to me.
I'm kind of upset with you a little bit.
Dr. Phil stops the show.
I'm going to excuse you four.
And has a one-on-one.
I felt it was important for me to let my daughter know.
Jennifer, I need you to stop talking for a minute.
I can't. I have a disorder and I get nervous.
I need you to stop
I get in trouble. I think you only want me to say on your viewpoint, and I think the direction is incorrect.
I need you to stop talking.
I'm mad at you.
What?
I'm mad at you.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Yesterday, I sat down with Jennifer, who claims her parents, Ann and Charles, falsely accused her of being unstable, poisoning her 20-year-old son, Josh, and her 18-year-old daughter, Sarah, against her. But parents, Ann and Charles, insist Jennifer has displayed irrational behavior, such as showing up at their door in the middle of the night asking for money. They say they've spent over $200,000 bailing Jennifer out of trouble. The court ended up awarding Ann and Charles temporary custody of their 6-year-old granddaughter. Jennifer, as you can expect, was far from happy with this decision.
My parents are claiming that I was diagnosed as bipolar and also schizophrenic.
Your daughter is 6 years old. She is in the temporary custody of your grandparents. You feel that they have fraudulently obtained custody of her.
Yes, I do.
Jenny is volatile, manic, moody, and irresponsible. She rambles on for hours.
Fear, shame, guilt, judgment, big star and little star, Indian princesses. You know what I mean?
Jenny may lose her full parental rights.
You felt like you had to step in because her very life was in danger.
That's correct.
I believe my mom's mentally ill right now.
Has your mother attempted to perform an exorcism on you?
Yeah. I feel that there's a different perspective that is being left out here. It is there, and I feel yes, but I'm trying to say that because it's a pattern, it's a thought of a way of life where I'm a crazy person.
Jennifer, stop telling me what you're getting ready to tell me and just say it.
I'm having a hard time, Dr. Phil. I'm sorry.
Did your daughter tell social services that you didn't feed her?
Yeah, that's been said about me for years.
Did she tell them that you slapped her and called her names?
She said that she was afraid of me.
Did she tell them that you didn't bathe her?
Yes.
Did you believe that each apartment you were in had mold?
I'm not making this up. Well, there was the black mold that you can't see behind the walls that can kill people.
Did you say you believed that the government was actually run by the drug mafia?
I look like an idiot.
Now, Josh says his little sister should not be around their mom at all.
I had lost hope in my mother about 2 years ago. I had realized all of the lies and all the crap just added up, and I started to see that she wasn't really trying to get better. My mother has extreme mood swings from highs to lows. At 1 minute, she'll be really happy, and the other, she can be extremely angry. When she gets pissed off, she just gets in a full-on rage, and you can't stop her. After my parents got divorced, living with my mom was kind of awkward because she would always have a new boyfriend. She could sometimes be neglectful as a mother. My little sister would come to my grandparents' house and say that she had not eaten all day. She would drive when she was high with my little sister in the car. I believe my little sister's in danger with my mother because she's been seen out with her at 3 in the morning in her car seat, still up. She's incapable of being a parent because of her drug usage and her lack of resources, honestly. When my mother says that my grandparents fraudulently gained custody of my little sister, I feel that that's completely untrue.
Okay, Josh, I appreciate you being here. What's your hope in being here today?
Basically that I could regain my mother back, and I could regain the respect that I feel like she deserves if she were to actually become a mother again, because at this point, from what I've heard on this
conversation we've had so far, right?
And I mean, she's just pointing the finger at everybody else. And for her to be pointing fingers back there is just, it's crazy. I mean, she had good times after the divorce where she was actually a good parent. And then from once she started getting that ADD prescription, that's where it literally went downhill for me.
What I've heard Sarah say and what I've heard Josh say and what I've heard your parents say is that everybody is here on your behalf. I don't hear anybody being angry with you. I don't hear anybody trying to assassinate your character. Well, and at the break, you're telling me, when am I going to get a chance to talk?
Well, things are left out. And what I'm trying to say is that if this is my chance to talk, then when did you know I got a prescription for Adderall? In 2007.
Jennifer, you asked me, you said that...
Can I ask a question maybe that will help me with this issue?
Who are you going to ask?
You.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe I could go about it differently. I have no problem admitting my wrongs. Yes, there are wrongs and mistakes I've made. I have no problem. But I feel that there's an overbearing of incorrect facts that are presented here, left out things, and I'm coming across as pointing the finger. I want nothing more than you to have a good relationship with your father.
Is there a question somewhere?
Yes. How can I go about saying when I hear this, that was, I can't, how do I... It's been years. I'm having a hard time articulating it. I accept responsibility, yet I would like to address an issue.
Did I miss the question?
Okay, that's ADHD, and it's not, I understand it seems funny, I can laugh at myself, but that's the way my brain is wired. I get lost in different things. It's actually a disorder, and it's not really nice to laugh at people when they're different.
Okay, I'm over here.
My granddaughter told me that one night when you were fighting with a boyfriend, she went to look for a knife to help you out.
She told me some things about you all, and I think that's why I'm crazy.
And later...
I'm not crazy. I don't want anyone to examine me right now. I am totally okay. There's nothing wrong with me.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
You think he steals money?
I believe so.
You're gonna sit here and lie all day or what?
2 Amish Mafia stars.
Do you think he's rigging buggy races?
Yeah, I know he's rigging that.
Face off.
Don't make it sound like I'm so bad.
I'm not Levi, but
You just got done saying it.
A Dr. Phil exclusive.
I can't trust him. He's one of those Amish guys that controls their women. Let me talk.
Tomorrow. Then on Thursday, they're beautiful.
Have you threatened to kill her?
No.
Yes, you did. My kids heard it.
But their love is ugly.
Can I talk now? Because he keeps speaking over me. That's not class. Learn some class.
That's Thursday.
You said you had a question for me.
Yeah. How am I supposed to, in this amount of time, be heard today when all of that, and it's not true? I feel like I need a chart, and so I need a way to go about it and say, here's the fact to prove it. I'm not hurting trying to say...
Okay, Jennifer, that's a question.
But I can prove it, but I don't have the time to show. My behavior has been wrong and bad. I admit that.
Jennifer?
But not like they're painting it here.
Jennifer?
That's not true.
Jennifer, you asked a question, and that's followed by an answer. You said, how can you fend all of this off? We ask you for every record, every document, and we have everything that you gave us, which was what?
But the bag of the papers that were all there that I hadn't sorted through, she kept them over the weekend. I didn't know what exactly. There's so many different things. As far as the doctor, the reason why I started back in reference to that is because my doctor... Wait a minute.
You and I are talking here.
Okay. Well, it's in relevance to the same thing, and this is...
you and I are talking here. We ask you for specific things. You said that you had moved so many times that you lost things here and you lost things there. I have them all.
She said I had everything. The girl said that. There's the pictures of of the things. That's number one, because if I were a perpetrator of domestic violence, then why is there no record with the police department to support that? And if I am violent, and why are there no arrests?
The only person that's brought
sense.
up you being a perpetrator of domestic violence is you.
That's what it says on the papers.
I did
that.
I did not show those papers.
Said, Josh,
I did not.
You guys said that I lost custody of my kids. I didn't lose custody of my kids.
Jenny,
you guys break the court order. I'd have to.
Did your ex-husband not go to Mexico on a vacation, and you got so drunk you fell into the fire pit?
I tripped because I'm clumsy.
You were drunk.
I was not drunk.
That doesn't have to do with anything. Like, that was before.
I'm just admitting that I don't have a problem admitting the truth of mistakes that I've made.
Yeah, but that's not the mistakes we're talking about, Mom.
The fire pits are different outlaws.
Your younger daughter, and when you were raising her, and how I basically raised her for you, and how she had to live with your grandparents. We're trying to make you realize
Sarah, you said that during this time your mother would hang out
with my girlfriend who was divorced.
You said your mother would hang out with random guys?
Yeah, she doesn't hang out with like, normal people.
They would come and go from the house.
It's like a creepy guy. I mean, some guy that you usually just don't want to get caught in any business with. And she started hanging around him, and it got to the point where they became so close that they started hanging out together at the house. That's where she was living for a period of the time. And my friend said that they would hear them screaming and fighting, throwing things around the house, you know, at 3 a.m. And then, you know, like this is on like a Wednesday night. You know, and this is just unacceptable. If you think that you're actually good enough to be a mother and you're doing these kind of things, you're lost. I mean, it's just horrible to hear these stories from friends of mine.
I would have to go tell you guys to shut up. I have 0 period the next morning. Can you please stop?
He didn't come over. He only came the one night. He helped us get in that apartment.
Yeah, he would. And I would tell you, I am not spending the night if that guy's there.
And
if you are going to try and deny that.
He did. He stayed the night, and I got mad at him.
Yeah, and you guys would scream in the middle of the night.
He never came back because he didn't respect your wishes. And he was kind enough, he said it was from God, to pay for us to get an apartment. And you know what? You lived with me.
Jenny.
And I took you to school, and you got there on time every day. 0 period. Did you not? When I took you to 0 period, you got there on time. Does anyone realize that?
Jenny.
Not really, actually.
Yes, she did.
Jenny. Records show that she was so late most of the time that she almost got expelled.
That's not true. That's only when I was coming from it.
Okay,
one point though. Listen, a neighborhood school is set in a proximate of a distance so that you're close and it's convenient.
Yes, ma'am.
So imagine coming from a hotel.
My granddaughter
2 towns
told
away
me
because you're staying in a hotel
when she was
with
a different
anywhere else
boyfriend
after you've paid
at night
your landlord,
that she had to go look for a knife because he was fighting with her mother.
I think that's important here.
That's why I was late, because I was coming from a different area.
Okay,
I was trying to provide for my children so they could be with me.
There's a reality I would like you to hear about this in terms of your 6-year-old daughter's perception, because
she's been.
Would you like to please listen to what I'm saying?
I apologize.
Thank you. Let's listen. Tell me what you were just telling me, because I know about this. I think it's an important perception.
My granddaughter told me that one night when you were fighting, she went to look for a knife to help you out.
Okay, she told me some things about you all, and I think that's why I'm crazy.
See, this is exactly what we're talking about. You pointing the finger.
Jennifer admits that she had an issue with alcohol and drugs years ago, but she says she has cleaned up her life and she wants her 6-year-old daughter back. You know, is she drug-free? We tested her this morning. We'll have those results when we come back. Jennifer, just talk to me. You're talking to the floor.
I'm kind of upset with you a little bit. You're sitting here, I feel in a daze.
My mother is really into angels and fairies, and she has told me she believes that fairies are real. It's just very childish. She went through a phase where she was infatuated with church, and she would say, "Oh, Sarah, who are you right now? In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, whoever's inside of Sarah, come out," as if she was giving me an exorcism. My mom believes in a lot of bizarre conspiracies. I've heard her tell me that the government is run by the drug mafia, and that social services is out to get her. Whenever I would see her, I would tell her, if you want to spend time with me and have a relationship with me, you're not going to talk about that stuff.
That was Jennifer's daughter, 18-year-old Sarah, giving another example of why she feels her mother is mentally unstable and shouldn't have custody of her 6-year-old sister. Jennifer, of course, disagrees completely. She says she's in a great place and shouldn't have to fight her own parents for her little girl. But you do feel that you want her custody and you want it now.
I feel I'm strong mentally through perseverance through these hard times and faith and not giving up. But I am completely unstable on paper. I have no house. I have no car. It is laugh. It's funny. And you know what? The thing is that I'm okay inside. I don't mean to attack you, but I don't know. I've made mistakes, but I really have to have, like, I'm not justifying things, but these things aren't true.
We want
they're not
to help
true.
you, Jenny. We want you to get help so that you can be a whole person
Mom, don't you say
and a mother.
You say you want to get better? You're making no effort.
Where's my opportunity to talk just because
You've been talking the whole time.
You're the only person that's been talking. Like,
You're making no effort.
Okay. So what is it exactly that I did? Because everything about this time is negative. And I'm telling you that what is on those papers, my family has reported me to social services.
At one point, you were a good mom. Listen, at one point, you were a good mom.
Excuse me, I'm going to have to jump in here.
You know what I mean?
I'm going to jump in here.
I probably have a bad this, and it's just going to paint me to look away, and that's fine. But I don't care. I know in my heart that if you guys, it's not normal for you to guys tell every person I know. I didn't get to even respond. Every person I've had as a friend has been a drug dealer. It's been a common thing. Something's wrong with. And I never believed that such hearsay could go far in court. But if you don't have an attorney who's going to help you rebuke those charges like the due process allows, it's detrimental.
Jennifer?
And that's all I'm saying for me. It's gone 2 years of everyone else.
Jennifer?
And I think it's because my dad's powerful. He's a colonel. Suddenly I'm crazy.
Stop.
Jennifer?
You're going to bash me, and I'm going to get in trouble.
Everyone has something wrong but you.
Jennifer told us at the beginning of the show that she was drug-free and that she, in fact, was not taking her Adderall, which I'm not sure why, if it's been prescribed, you wouldn't be taking it. But she did submit to a drug screen this morning. Thank you. For doing that.
And I smoked pot last week, and I told him that. And I took my friend. No, I did. Going through the things with the show, having to relive all these experiences, it was nerve-wracking. At least I'm being honest.
So we did.
And I told him that.
We did a drug screen this morning, and you are correct. You did test positive for marijuana. You were negative on cocaine. You were negative for opiates. You were negative for PCP. You tested positive for methamphetamine. You tested.
I told them that I would.
You tested positive for amphetamines, and you tested negative for ecstasy.
I told them I took a pill, and that would be another whole 5 minutes if I'm nervous trying to articulate in a non-ADHD way why I went off my prescription and why my doctor refused to stop seeing me.
Or you could
the social worker called
look at the things I test positive for. That I already shouldn't be positive as a parent.
I did say that today.
I'm not going to do that anymore, and I'm going to change.
I know.
You could say something like that.
I did.
Jennifer.
And it was lies. It's fraud.
Jennifer.
And I couldn't make it. And you asked me why,
okay.
So I'm telling you because I felt like I could.
Listen.
Why are you doing meth?
Okay, well, first of all, I should not be doing any drugs, and I take total responsibility.
Why are you doing meth?
My amphetamine that I had taken was a pill.
I'm asking about amphetamine. I'm asking about meth.
Because I had not been doing that in the longest time. I had done that once before I went to Europe and when I came back, and I never thought I'd do it again.
You went to Europe like when you were 20?
That's when I did it before I went.
And it's still positive?
No, I didn't say that. That's when I did it.
Why are you doing it now? Not when you were
first I was saying when I did it then, and I was going to say that when I had, it's not an excuse, so I'm afraid if I speak, it's going to come out wrong.
Jennifer, just
you
talk
asked
to
me why.
Jennifer, just talk to me. I asked you the question, and you're talking to the floor.
I'm kind of upset with you a little bit. I don't feel I've had, so I'm looking over there. You're sitting here. I feel in a daze, and I look like an idiot. I know right now, but maybe if I came back, whatever. You know what? When they took my daughter, They took my daughter because they said I was a perpetrator of domestic violence, and they were scared.
Jennifer.
And it was lies. It's fraud.
Jennifer.
And I couldn't make it. And you asked me why,
Okay,
so I'm telling you because I felt like I couldn't walk. You asked me why, I was telling you.
I'm going to excuse you four from the room, please. Would you four excuse us?
Yeah. I'd like to say that your producers the people backstage are very nice, and I had a little droplet thing that is flower essences. A lot of people use them. They're actually good because you don't overdose on them. They're natural. Okay, well, you guys are entitled to your beliefs, but in other countries, people are well and are not as obese as America, and they use flower essences more. And I don't mean that, it sounds mean, but the thing is that I told them, who would have ever thought I was taking this thing I made for another girl, Addicted, that my friend found these flower essences that I mixed together.
Jennifer.
I was going to take them for myself today.
Jennifer.
And I was taking them, and I told your staff that. And so I felt it was important for me to let my daughter know.
Jennifer.
That I'm not.
I need you to stop talking for a minute.
Okay, I can't. I have a disorder, and I get nervous.
I need you to stop
I get in
talking.
trouble.
I need you to stop talking.
I think you only want me to say on your viewpoint, and I think the direction is incorrect here.
I need you to stop talking for a minute. Okay, I just need you to stop talking. Just take a deep breath. Okay? Just stop talking, just take a deep breath. Okay, now, I want you to make eye contact with me. Forget about everybody else and everything else. Just look at me for just a minute. Your goal is to maximize your role in your young daughter's life, correct?
Maximize my role is to, that's a portion of it. I'd word it a little differently. Maximize my role. I want her back. I don't think she was taken legally, or that I feel I'm an advocate for her. And I messed up, but I didn't do drugs before she was taken. And I know right now that's the stupidest thing I could do.
Jennifer, you're supposed to be looking at me.
Well, I'd like to look at the audience when I'm telling them, because I feel like.
But they're not. This is not an election, and they don't get a vote.
Well, I know, but that's integrity, is that I'm admitting that to the base as you and. My brain works differently. I'm left-handed, and I'm serious. I'm not like, and I have gifts.
Jennifer, stop talking.
I don't fit into a box. I need to not be doing drugs, and I did.
Jennifer,
after they took her.
Stop talking.
I'm a good person.
Stop talking.
This is most likely the last time you'll ever talk to me if you don't make this decision right now. So wait, because I'm done. Go under their terms. If you don't, then guess what? I'm gone.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
You think he steals money?
I believe so.
You're gonna sit here and lie all day, or what?
2 Amish Mafia stars
Do you think he's rigging buggy races?
Yeah, I know he's rigging that.
face off.
Don't make it sound like I'm so bad.
I'm not Levi, but what
You
I'm...
just got done saying it.
A Dr. Phil exclusive.
I can't trust him. He's one of those Amish guys that
You don't
controls
trust
their women. Let me talk.
Tomorrow. Then on Thursday, they're beautiful,
Have you threatened to kill her?
No.
Yes, you did. My kids heard it.
but their love is ugly.
Can I talk now? Because he keeps speaking over me. That's not class. Learn some class.
That's Thursday.
You want however big a role in your daughter's life you can get. And listen, you want that to be for you to have her back and raise her into adulthood, but you want that role to be as big as it can be, as soon as it can be, correct?
I would, yes, and I would.
That's a yes, right? That's not an essay question. You want to have the biggest role in her life as soon as you can, correct?
I honestly, after watching the show today, I almost feel like insane when I like how far it is what they believe that although this is true, this drug test, that I almost feel like no love never fails. So I will, even though it may seem right now that everyone believes the worst about me, the worst terrible thing, I can still come back stronger than ever.
I don't believe the worst.
But I just don't feel that I feel a lot of these things are intentional and very, very, very toxic. And I just feel it's dangerous for my daughter to be in that environment with my parents. I had 2 sisters that offered and I felt healthy. And I just...
Jennifer?
And it's just illegal.
Jennifer?
The things that were to happen didn't happen.
Jennifer, do you...
That's why I talk a lot.
Do you or do you not want to have the biggest role you can in your daughter's life as soon as you can?
No, of course I do. And I would...
Okay. That's the answer, right?
And I would like... I have another answer with it.
No, I don't need another answer with it. I'm just old country boy. I just go real straightforward answers. You want as big a role in your daughter's life as you can, as soon as you can, right?
Yeah, but it's hard for me to sit here with you right now because as I stand here, I also would hope that I'm being heard on national television, how detrimental it is. I talk a lot because I was not heard in court, and I respect our judicial system. I would not come here and say anything bad. But the things you have to understand, how detrimental I feel, and that I have rights to due process. I was not using drugs, and it's so bad right now, the way it looks. And I spent my past 3 years in court, in the family court, the rental court, and
Jennifer,
I've been trying to prove that it wore me down.
Jennifer, I got
tired of it.
Listen, living. I'm just a very goal-oriented, simple guy. I just set a goal and help people move towards it. You want to have as big a role in your daughter's life as soon as you can, correct? That would be a win for you.
Totally, I do.
All right, I'm going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that. You want to know that, wouldn't you?
Well, I'm mad at you.
What?
I'm mad at you.
You can be mad at me. That's okay. You still want to know if I have the formula for doing that. You want to know what it is, right?
Yeah, I do.
Right? We'll be right back.
I don't support people who lie, and they are teaching my daughter to lie and my children and saying it's okay. And I am admitting everything that I've done, but why are they lying?
You think I don't get it, right?
I think you do. I just think that my disorganization, my choices of, and I'm not articulating well. There are some huge factors that are being left out, not as an excuse of my behavior. I accept responsibilities, but I don't think this is the whole story accurately because I don't feel that this environment with my children is safe for them. And I think there's leading experts who would agree, but I can't articulate it for the audience or you two. I'd have to write it out and not speak for it to be heard. And that's because of what's happened in the process. I'm not making this up.
All right, well, let me tell you some things that, and this may not mean a lot to you right now, but this is a time for you to listen. And when you get home and you watch this, and I'll even get you a DVD of this personally so you can watch it 10 times, or I'll get you a link to it or something where you can watch it like 10 times, okay? If you need to. Right now, your parents couldn't give you back your daughter if they wanted to. Now listen to me, because it's not up to them. You see, listen to me. You've entered the system. You've entered the system. You're in the social service system.
We have great people in the system.
But listen to me. I don't work in direct care delivery anymore, but when I did, one of the things I did is I worked as a forensic psychologist, which means I was appointed by the courts oftentimes to determine the fitness of a parent to take care of a child. And that was my job, to come in and do evaluations and things of that nature. Yeah, I after I did all of my work and got my doctorate and then did my internship, then I went back and did a postdoctoral year of study in forensic psychology, and so I worked as a specialist in that regard at times. So I've done this quite often. And I can tell you that they couldn't give you your child back if they wanted to, because you've entered the system. And so before they could transfer the residency of this child and the guardianship of this child, there would have to be a home study and a fitness study of a parent. And they would look at such things as stability of the parent, mentally, emotionally, physically. They would look at the home, the environment.
Did that.
They would look at all of those things. And right now, you wouldn't score very well on that front.
Right.
So what you need to do is you need to focus on you. You need to get yourself as rock solid as you possibly can. Because right now you have to agree that you have what some might refer to as a flight of ideas. Your ideas are a little flighty. You kind of talk over here and then talk over here and you talk over here. And it might be your ADD. It might be nervousness of being on television. It might be a lot of things coming at you at one time.
It's a subject matter.
Sure. It's emotionally charged. There's a lot of things.
It brings out trauma, stress.
Sure.
And
a lot of things coming at you. A lot of things coming at you really fast. And so you're not making your best case right now. But the point is that if you went through an evaluation right now, you wouldn't put your best Jennifer forward.
I probably could pass one and do one if it were all the factors that you're supposed to be aligned are there, that like PTSD.
Okay, well, I would recommend
things.
that you...
I have no problem.
I would recommend that you do a little prep work first.
Well,
I'd recommend that you get a job that's stable, a home that's stable.
I have a career. I filed taxes.
I understand. But I'm saying there's just some things that I would recommend that you get the formula and you make sure that you've checked off every box first.
Right. And I've had jobs, and they will say I've never had jobs, but I will get
talking about now. So you know what the formula is, and you can check every box off. And so when you go back at this, you go back from a position of strength rather than weakness. And I think your parents would support.
I don't support people who lie, and they are teaching my daughter to lie and my children and saying it's okay. And I am admitting everything that I've done, but why are they lying?
This is most likely the last time you'll ever talk to me if you don't make this decision right now. So wait, because I'm done. You will have nothing. Do you really? You will probably overdose and die.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. Did you know that more than 16 million kids in the U.S. are at risk of hunger each day? That's more than 1 in 5 children. Now, these are our neighbors, our kids that play in the neighborhood, co-workers, friends' children. The problem is closer than you would think, but so is the solution. Join me and visit feedingamerica.org/hunger to find your local food bank to help. I'm Dr. Phil, and together, we are Feeding America. Ready to get real? Go to drphil.com for advice on relationships, parenting, finances, and more. Plus, weigh in on your favorite episodes, share your stories, and find support in the Dr. Phil community. When you sign up for the community, you will automatically be subscribed to the Dr. Phil Show newsletter. Log on to drphil.com today.
How are 73-year-olds equipped to raise a 6-year-old? My mother falls and
I think they're the best alternative right now.
Based on what you've heard.
Well, no, listen, I know a lot more than you think I know. And I think right now, the best thing for you to do is get yourself rock solid.
What?
And I'm willing to help you to do that. I'm willing to help you with some resources to help you get yourself rock solid if you want me to do that.
I do want to do that. I just wanted to know why was the whole thing, it was so fast, and my dad, you know, is a colonel, and I don't
This
dislike
has not
the government
been fast.
system.
We have been here since Christ was a child. Okay? We've been here a long time today. Okay? We've been here a long time.
I'm saying that there's also guidelines, and I agree with you. I'll do it, but I need to know. I want this to. You don't imagine what it's like, and I'm going to let go of that. But I mean, honestly, an attorney, knowing how I am, could have represented me, and in this county, in LA County, if I had the opportunity to rebuke any of those charges, I would have had to get that with my attorney 10 days before the hearing.
If you had Perry Mason and Clarence Darrow here right now, they would tell you, listen to what Dr. Phil's telling you.
I'm just letting you know. It's just.
They would say, listen to what Dr. Phil's telling you.
Right now, it matters what you're saying. It's irrelevant. It's then. But I don't want to lose my parental rights because I didn't have due process and things went where there's a time of change in our courts. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to point the finger, but so I was hoping to get. Understand why does it have to be an adoption? Can it be it's supposed to be a guardianship according to the codes of the welfare, that grandparents would be guardians.
I understand.
And so there's none of. I've tried to do meetings with them, and I can't get an attorney that tells me anything. It's been so confusing. It's been traumatic, and I know I sound weird, but there's no reason
Listen,
when there's guidelines.
I don't hold a bad opinion of you at all. You've heard me say I don't think they say you're mentally ill. I don't know, but I can tell you I don't think that's a reason for people to not be parents. I think you just manage mental illness. That's not an exclusionary criteria, but I'm telling you, there is a formula. I'm going to get you help. Somebody that will spell that formula out for you and help you start meeting every one of those criteria for you to be in the best position you can to be in your daughter's life. I'm going to help you do that. I'm going to bring you. That is our gift to you. If you will accept it, we will help you with that. Fair enough?
Yeah, but...
No buts. Yes. I have to be going now. I have to go now. We have to end this. These people have to go pee.
Can I ask you one question?
They do. These people have to go to the bathroom. They do. Don't you? Don't you have to go to the bathroom?
I was just going to ask along with that. Thank you, Dr. Phil. I appreciate that opportunity. Can there be some help on your part if I agree to things just to halt things with this, or to see what can be done as far as an advocate at court tomorrow? I don't get to go into the courtroom, and there feels a conflict of interest with the person who's representing me, and if it could just because that's my concern, is that these things could be unturned, and because honesty and truth, I'm not perfect at this, but I don't trust that. It's causing me great anxiety, okay? And I want to know why can't it, because maybe I could have an advocate if I agree to everything that could promise to communicate better for me in court.
Well, I think if you sit down and talk with your parents about that, I think your parents I don't think your parents want to lock you out. I think you can go back right now, sit down in the green room with your parents. I think your parents would tell you right straight up they don't want to lock you out. I think your parents are your advocates in this. Why don't we start there? Okay, let's begin there. Okay, we do have to stop and let these people go. I want to thank all of my guests today. We will see you next time. You stay here. Listen, okay, you sit tight. Somebody's going to come in and take care of you. Okay? All right, guys, thank you very much.
Are you going to accept this treatment or not?
Only under the guidelines that are critical to me is that I will not leave before a court date of my daughter's hearing.
I'm here to tell you that we would not proceed with signing adoption papers if you get this help. If you do not get this help, we will continue with the adoptions.
He's saying that he will pause it and give you time for you to get better. I said I would go, but with these requirements. We're not doing it. Why am I not allowed to do that? That is so one way. If you want to see my graduation, if you want to see my kids, if you ever want to talk to me again, is that what you then do this and grow up and be a mom? I said I'd do it. Then why don't you go tell them the same thing to put it in writing and let my attorney review it? Why don't you just go? What's the big deal about that? Because your attorney's Then go and change. I'm going to call the attorney I found and have them review it in writing, and then I'll go. And why can that not be met?
Okay. This is most likely the last time you'll ever talk to me if you don't make this decision right now.
So wait a minute.
Because I'm done. Go under their terms. If you don't, then guess what? I'm gone. Josh is gone. You're going to come and have nothing. You will have nothing.
Do you really?
You will probably overdose and die. Well, good luck.
Dr. Phil gave Jennifer the opportunity to accept a dual diagnosis inpatient treatment program. She has declined the offer for treatment.
I'm not crazy. I don't want anyone to examine me right now. I am totally okay. There's nothing wrong with me.